So great exercise when you're practicing all of your different locks and submissions is to start in positions where they naturally show up. So you can do that with weapons, of course, like using a stick or a club or knife. We'll get into knife deep because it's got a lot of important considerations. Obviously, the knife is meant to move. It's an incredibly difficult instrument to deal with, especially empty hand. So we're going to cover that entirely in another video. But nevertheless, that's where the locks and the submissions and the breaks tend to come from, is from that weapon hand. When we're talking about empty hand though, so both of us, neither one of us has a weapon, it tends to be at a sticking and trapping or existing grappling positions already, right? I might have a 2-on-1 here, or I might be bicep trapping and moving into a collar clinch and transitioning to guillotines and things like that. So a great flow to begin to build that awareness and understanding can just start from a 2-on-1 position. Now, when you do this to somebody that's not used to being trapped like this, a few things tend to happen. One is a guy pushes you away. And when he does that, I want to be able to go with it to either get my straight arm bar or move in deeper for my choke. That could be something, right? I might just drag him and choke or drag him here. Okay, well, if that happens, we can also set up a flow where he just simply pulls back and I move into the chicken wing position. That's another transition, right? So you can see where all these come from. Maybe he punches out to counter and I move into that reverse straight arm bar. Maybe he counters that, so I move into the crush. Now I can sweep and continue to move into a choke. So a great little flow that I suggest you begin with is just what we demonstrated. 2-on-1, straight arm bar. He pulls back, this arm underneath, goes toward the chicken wing. He punches out to counter. I move this up to the reverse straight arm bar. He counters that, I move into the crush. I sweep him with a gone style, and I move in toward the rear naked choke. Okay, let's show it from this angle, Jay. All right, so I've got him 2-on-1. He pushes out and I go with it. There's my straight arm bar. He pulls back, I go with this and I move to my chicken wing. He punches out to rotate, I keep control of it, right? I rode that pressure the whole time, I never let go, we're in a grapple. And now I do my reverse arm bar straight. He rotates, I go to the crush. Now make sure the crush is on this arm, right? Not here, but here. I crush down, sweep. Right to that rear naked choke. Right, that's a nice little flow that you can do. And you can start at the beginning with just one side and then on the other side, just as we demonstrated in that video. A more advanced version of this includes a full 360. Okay, so I might start here in the 2-on-1, he pushes away. I go straight arm bar. I go chicken wing. I go reverse straight arm bar. I go crush, sweep, choke, I finish the choke. Now for here, I scoop underneath, this is like a seatbelt grip. I use the back wedge, I push his head away, I stretch it out, I get this straight arm bar. Boom, he moves back in, I get this chicken wing. He punches out, I get the reverse straight arm bar. He adjusts again, I get the crush. I feed him this time into a guillotine. I get the guillotine. I shock, I get the other side guillotine. I go underneath, I attack the arm, right? So I can just start attacking positions for guillotines, chicken wings, straight arm bars. I can even include a Kimura, right? So from that position here, what I could do is, I can just go right, boom, looking for that Kimura grip. Now I can move back. Now I can get a reverse straight. Now I can scoop them, start controlling. And you start to just work a body. When you're doing these at the beginning, all your partner is doing is simply helping you by stabilizing his base just a little bit. Very low resistance. Just work on feeling those transitions. Just don't be sloppy when you have no resistance. Get that pressure, bump his hips a little bit. Work it. You don't have to slam the hell out of him when he's not resisting, but feel how that's like to break his base with your hips. For example, I'm here. I come under, I bump him just a little bit so I feel that. I bump him again, I feel that, right? I'm not ripping his arm off, but I'm breaking his base. Do you see that underneath here? Every time I go to these new moves. That will develop a really strong understanding and connection about what move is available. Start on those flows and increase the speed and resistance as you get better and better and better. All right? Good luck in your flow.